Uh,
Big ball, fat, making my end. Fucking big killer, big ball, fat.
Sports God TV broadcasting from DC. Like and subscribe if you really trying to see me. Oh, what a feeling talking sports like religion. No cap over here, man. It's all about business. Share the content, jump in the comments. Let's get it crack. And this video is about Derrick James, the boxer trainer for Anthony Joshua, formerly Jamel Charlo, formerly Errol the Truth Spence, currently Ryan Garcia, currently Frank Martin. What is going on with Derrick James fighters is the conversation. What is going on with them? I'm going to start off with, obviously, the most recent fighter, former fighter of Derrick James, Anthony Joshua, okay? Obviously, he took a big loss versus Du Bois in Ryder season the past weekend. He got knocked out. I was having a conversation with my big brother about Derrick James and his fighters. And the question that I opposed was, is it the training of Derrick James, or is it the actual fighters? And I have leaned to the possibility of it being Derrick James, not breaking the cycle of the training, the mindset and perspective of your position in the sport of boxing. It started off with Errol the Truth Spence, not after the loss against Terrence Bud Crawford, but sort of before. Yes, Errol Spence have won fights under Derrick James. Yes, he has looked phenomenal under Derrick James. Was that Errol Spence that was just looking the way Errol Spence looked, from the Olympics till then? Or was it the lack of adaptability, being able to change your fighter as a trainer for a specific challenge? When you have a fighter that you're up against that has a multitude and a different style accustomed from who you're used to facing. When you have a versatile fighter such as a Terrence Bud Crawford that has multiple fight styles, you cannot fight a fighter of his caliber the same type of way. Bomac put it out there in multiple interviews that we already knew what this guy was going to do, and it wasn't much that he was going to be able to change in his game, right? Then you got Anthony Joshua, a similar fighter, fights the same way, obviously fights at a different weight class in the heavyweight division. There were bombs being thrown in that heavyweight fight. Mind you, it wasn't under Derrick James. The few fights that Joshua did have under Derrick James, he looked good, but he still looked the same when it comes to his fight style and approach. In the ring, he looked the same as he did with the prior trainer. It's just that he got the wins. He had a few things tweaked, but at the same time, he looked the same. And when he departed from Derrick James, he resulted back into what he has always been, which is a fighter that clearly doesn't have the chin for all the muscle mass that Anthony Joshua has, whether it's the guns, the legs look superior, but they are weak. Because the moment he get rocked on that chin, and that's any fighter, those legs will buckle. Another fighter was under Derrick James, Jermell Charlo. Derrick James was in his corner when he fought Canelo. How did he show up to that fight the way that he did? It was non-competitive. It was a non-competitive fight. Was the training solely behind Derrick James to get Jermell Charlo to the level that he got to in that 154 division? Was it solely Derrick James, or was it mostly just the gifts and natural gift of Jermell Charlo? Derrick James is a hell of a trainer of the year. It's been training up athletes for a pretty long stint, a long amount of time. But there is just like, I like to do these analogies, right? It's just like a football team, right? You got a great head coach. He can coach offense tremendously and defense tremendously. He's a great leader. He's a great motivator. He keeps everybody in tune, keeps everybody accountable, and things of that nature, right? But at the same time, the old strategies, the old philosophies, when you go up against new philosophies and new type of individuals or teams, you have to be able to adapt to that particular outcome, that particular situation. And watching Joshua in a fight against the boys, I didn't see that. Now, mind you, he is not under Derrick James, but Joshua felt some type of way to be able to detach himself from Derrick James for a reason. He felt something that he did not have. But at the same time, I can see a fighter that resorted back into being the same type of fighter. Errol the True Spence. Now, if you follow my channel, you would know that Errol the True Spence was and still is one of my favorite fighters. His style was very simple and basic. I'm going to stand in front of you. I'm going to throw my jabs. I'm going to hit you with some body shots. And I'm going to break you down that type of way. You got another fighter under Derrick James, Ryan Garcia. Super talented, super fast, mean left hook. But it's really a basic fighter. No tricks up his sleeve when it comes to just being a boxer. The only one that I can see on his roster that is a boxer is Frank Martin. Now, we know the Ghost took that L versus Gervonta Tank Davis. He got knocked out. Clearly, knockout. But he, to me, is the sharpest boxer in Derrick James's tool bag. He got movement, which the rest of those fighters don't have. He has the ability to be able to slip. He has the reaction time. He has a lot of features that those other boxers don't have. Now, as a trainer, is it the trainer's fault for not having the fighter to adjust to the fight that they were coming into? Terrence Bud Crawford and Errol Spence. Why is Errol Spence standing in front of Terrence Bud Crawford? Why is he throwing the slow jab to set up the body punches when you know Terrence Bud Crawford is a super and superior counterpuncher? Anthony Joshua versus Du Bois. Why are you sitting there or letting your fighter sit there to throw bombs with Du Bois? Ryan Garcia. Why are you letting Ryan Garcia throw bombs against a calculated fighter like Gervonta Tank Davis, who is waiting for the left hook so he can counter? Why are you letting Frank Martin sit on the ropes to absorb and let Gervonta strategically take him down? Is it Derrick James or is it the fighters? But his fighters have been taking a lot of L's moving forward. And it has me questioning if it's Derrick James versus his boxers or former boxers. Jamel Charlo didn't even try. What are you guys' thoughts and comments about Derrick James? Is it the way that he teaches the game of boxing to his fighters? Because they all, to me, seem pretty basic. Frank Martin is probably the best athlete of the fighters that I mentioned that Derrick James had under him. But everybody else just seemed fairly basic when it comes to the way that they fight. If it's not on Derrick James, then is it on the boxers itself? Is it on them? Or is Derrick James not doing the job of a trainer to prepare those fighters to fight those particular fights? Let me know in the comment section, man. You know who it is. It's your boy, Sports Guy TV, where we talk sports like religion. And I'm out. Until the next time.